Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme here, the God man. Today we want to talk about Hakari. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Now listen. Hakari, man. A lot of people have been mocking this boy. You know what I'm saying? I personally think he's one of the coolest characters in the manga, and I'm a Utah man. You know what I'm saying? Utah is my favorite character in the whole manga, and yet Hakari is also in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I go Utah, Gojo, Maki, Hakari. That's my favorite characters in order. That's how I go. You know what I'm saying? So I still love Hakari. I'm not an anti-Hakari guy. I do think Utah would beat him in a 1v1 though. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Utah has been doing some MVP numbers. But what about Hakari? He's been fighting Orme for days. Now, Hakari's biggest weakness is he doesn't have a one-shot KO attack in his arsenal, right? Because his arsenal is actually more defensive than it is attacking. And I think that's why he doesn't look as strong as he actually is. But he doesn't need to be because he's so tanky. And he's so tanky because he has auto reverse course technique and unlimited luck. I know a lot of people will say, oh, Hakari's luck run out. I don't see that happening. I'm not going to lie to you. What I actually think that's going to happen is he's going to defeat Orme. Or somebody's going to pull up and help him defeat Orme to get him out of there. Get her out of there. But I think the problem is here, he's not needed in offense against Sukuna. He's needed in defense, right? Because he can just block every Sukuna attack by taking the hit, because there's less of a chance of him dying from said attack than anybody else, right? Because his body begins regenerating immediately as long as he's in jackpot mode, right? He doesn't have to think about it, right? So if it's a clean cut, for example, this is just a theory, crackpot theory you may, even if it's the world slash, as long as the slash isn't wide enough that there's a gap between them, and even if there is, I think his organs will just meet together and fuse again. Because we saw Gojo survive Sukuna's Malevolent Kitchen or Malevolent Shrine, right? And if that's the case, and Hakari's ORCT is even faster than that, and Gojo was basically regenerating in an instant, right? And Hakari's is even greater than that in Sukuna's, right? I think the best ORCTs goes it goes Hakari, Gojo, then Sukuna, right? In tandem, in that order. And Hakari's is even higher than that. What's to say that maybe he's one because he's not manually doing it. His body, its power is basically doing it. Unless you chop off his head or his brain or some shit, he's basically unkillable, right? And his shit just pops back in immediately. And the second he can open his domain expansion, even if he's dying, because remember, when Gojo was split in half, he couldn't do nothing. Hakari may not have the same issue here. So that's a thing that we have to think about here, considering. We just crackpot theory. Now, listen, they say that the course energy comes from the stomach, and there's all these things saying other things. So I don't really know, because we're not 100% certain about everything in this. I don't even think fucking Gege himself is sure until he gets to the point where he has to explain it. And then I think the answer comes to him in that way. I think he's a gardener, kind of like J or I was gonna say some crazy ass name like G.R.R. Martin. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. But I think Hakari here, I think, will defeat Orme. Or even if he doesn't, right? Because I think Sukuna is by himself, so he's probably gonna launch the merger. Orme, something has to happen. I think we're probably gonna switch to that fight next, because like goddamn, but we ain't seen that boy do nothing apart from comment. So I think Hakari is gonna defeat Orme and pull up. And I think Utah is going to lose the domain clash for whatever reason. He's going to lose it. I think he's either going to run out of time or whatever it is. He's going to lose it. And maybe it's even because of Orme. Maybe Orme senses trouble, runs away from Hakari, pulls up, and somehow they get caught in Malevolent Shrine. And guess who pulls up? Hakari. Tanking that shit, but it attacks everybody, so it doesn't really work that way, does it? So no, maybe not. I'm tripping. I don't think that's necessarily what's gonna happen, but I think Hakari is gonna pull up and clutch up somehow, some way, bro. He's gonna pull up with jackpot, and he's gonna do something that's gonna protect somebody. Maybe a world slash, a slash, whatever, and somebody's gonna be defenseless. It's probably gonna be Yuji, maybe Utah, or slash Gojo, and he's going to pull up, or Maki. He's going to pull up and just tank that shit. And he's also the only one really that we see use binding vows like Sukuna. He used it, sacrificing his arm to save the rest of himself. So he's probably going to do some binding vow to increase his jackpot. Either that, he no longer has the same luck. Because think about this. He could actually potentially say, for the reduction of my luck percentage, this is permanent, right? I will get, my next jackpot will be 10 minutes. And that's all. That's a plenty of time. 10 minutes? That's plenty of time. We saw Utah cooking for like 5 minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we seen like Gojo smacking the daylight out of Sukuna for like 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Almost had that boy dead in the grave for 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing that we have to bear in mind here. I do think that Hakari will play a pivotal role. I think if anybody out of the heavy hitters is to die, it's probably him, because he was the one not really included in Gojo's statement of they will surpass special grade. But also be good to have him there, because Maki was also not included. But Maki is doing some phenomenal shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Surviving black flashes, all type of shit, bro. And just going heavy, bro. She needs about 2-3 minutes to heal, and she good. 5 minutes, she's good, bro. She's back to regular. You're regular. She has her own type of RCT, like different type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's not automatic. It's not as potent as the sorcerers, but it does the job. God damn it. So I do think Hakari is due an awakening. I think he's gonna figure out something with his jackpot. I think he's gonna probably figure out how to control RCT manually as well. So I think that might even help him boost his already broken RCT. I don't know how, but it might just, because by him focusing, it might even increase the speed. I think something he's already surpassed Gojo and Sukuna on something, which is an insane thing to do. He's also surpassed Sukuna. Yuta surpassed Sukuna and Gojo by being able to not target people he doesn't want to target. Sukuna had to reduce the range of his thing to do that. Yuta didn't. He just decided like, these guys are safe from my attack. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. So that's something that we can consider here, that, Hakari could do something. Maybe he could unlock a potential attack version of that. Maybe it's to do with the doors. Maybe he can increase the doors effect and actually make them harm somebody, because he can partially manifest his domain. But it is a non-lethal domain, so that's the problem here. So maybe for the non-lethal domain, he'll figure out how to use his curse technique outside of the domain. I don't know, but I see him figuring something out, or advancing his curse technique, because currently it's very fantastic, but it's also very limited, right? And it's too reliant on landing on jackpot. So I think there's something here that Hakari is going to do that I think is going to blow minds, because otherwise it's almost like, damn, like apart from him recruiting, like he hasn't really done much, right? In the culling games, apart from recruiting the damn lightning god himself. So that Kashimo, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think. So I think Hakari's June awakening, it'd be great for the story to have him shine as well against Sukuna, because everybody shining against Sukuna apart from Hakari. He's been like, I feel like Utah would have packed up made time ago, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You'd have opened up that domain expansion and fucking cooked that bomb, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think he would have got his curse energy burn out back rapidly, because like, that's, you know what I'm saying, he built different. Like, he's not Gojo and Sukuna, but like, if they can do it infinitely in a day, as long as the curse energy returns, or the curse energy burnout returns, then I don't see why he can't either. You know what I'm saying? At least one time more extra. You know what I'm saying? And he also had, he also has has goddamn Rika, who can tank attacks, and we saw Rika tanked goddamn Cleve Ender's mantle at or at least he got hurt, but he just regrew those limbs immediately. And Rika can't die, unlike every other stuff like Shigami or whatever. He can't die. He just disappears, and then he can be brought back as long as Yuta is alive. So that's another thing we gotta be wary of. So I just feel like everybody's been shining. I think Hakari deserves a bit of shine, and I think we either have to see his fight against Urme and him go crazy, or we gotta see him pull up in the battlefield, maybe holding Urme's head and just throw it at Sukuna or something, bro. I need to see some cool shit from my boy. What you guys think? I think he's June awakening. I think he's about to showcase next level power, whether it's defensively or offensively. I think he's about to showcase something incredible, and I think the merger is probably going to happen, and I think he will play a pivotal role against the merger because of his jackpot. What you guys think? Let me know. He might even share that jackpot with Yuta. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he already did. We don't even know. So that's something we got to figure out. Anyways, been your boy Supreme J the God. Make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think. I'm out.